Crisis over. Manchester City have ended that one-game epic losing streak with a comprehensive 3-0 victory over Shakhtar Donetsk. I'm absolutely delighted. It was a wonderful performance, a competent performance, a reassuring performance, and there's loads and loads to digest about the game. So I'm going to go through it today as ever. I want to say thank you, as ever, once again to OneFootball for lending their support to my channel. It's a fantastic app. It's my longest sponsor ever. They've been supporting me for so long on this channel now that they feel like they're part of me. So go down to OneFootball. It comes from approval from myself. It's very good. It's free. It's in the link in the description below. So go and give it a download for all the information on Manchester City that you need as a fan, as a football fan as well. There's loads on there. But today, City I put to bed the weekend. Norwich was a disaster. Today was everything that game wasn't. It was competent, it was composed, it was perfect. I really enjoyed this. Once again, I'm sorry for the lack of total structure. It's going to be a force build because despite my appearance right now, I'm so jet lagged. Still incredibly jet lagged, so I can't be bothered editing because staring at a computer screen gives me a bit of a headache at the moment. So I'm just going to talk about the football in general and run through all the bits that I took from the game. Firstly, I wanted to say about the reaction at this game is what we got, what was actually what we needed. Pep talked beforehand about how City needed this hunger for goals to score goals, and Rodri talked about how the response to the Norwich game had to be one of a killer. We had to go and kill Shakhtar Donetsk. Even though we didn't quite murder them, we definitely killed them. We were definitely a much better team. We definitely got the reaction that we needed, and I was so delighted because Shakhtar are a decent team. A lot of people underplay them because we've beaten them so comfortably, but they have won 7 out of 7 over in the Ukraine. They play nice football. They've got skillful Brazilian players. A lot of them Ukrainian, obviously now nationalised, but they've got a lot of players who know how to pass a ball and create problems, and they're very, very, very experienced in European competitions in general, and Pep has a lot of respect for them, and they did create a few chances today, but in general, we just showed that level above, that class above that we actually are, and it was really good to see the reaction to the game at the weekend. I had no doubt that we'd turn up today and actually play better. I genuinely thought we would do that because this team usually, in the face of adversity, does respond. It does usually step up and answer some of those critics, and there was no question tonight that they'd do the same today, and they did. They did it with some kind of class, in my opinion. It could have been more. It could have been 5 or 6, if we're being honest. There was a whole host of chances. Mrs. De Bruyne should have scored, really. Gundogan could have had a couple. Sterling maybe could have scored. In general, we missed quite a few chances, but it didn't really matter because the overall tone of the message tonight was just, it was good. It was good. There was lots of hunger. The players were pressing quite aggressively, especially after about half an hour, 40 minutes onwards. We created loads of chances, and we answered quite a few questions about the team's mentality that probably didn't really need to be answered. We all know this team works very hard, but there were some unfair questions from some parts of the press, and maybe some fans as well, about this team after the weekend's performance. And today we showed that it was just a one-off. These things definitely do happen. But tonight was a very good display overall. I'm going to start initially, though, with Fernandinho because I thought he was absolutely excellent. Playing in an unfamiliar position. He actually started as a left centre-back, which I thought was interesting. I'm probably not really surprised given he's more comfortable on the ball than the other players who play alongside him there. Mendy played on the right, Fernandinho played on the left. And it seemed a very wise decision because, once again, as I said, he was very comfortable on the ball. Much more comfortable than Mendy is on that side in terms of passing. And he was very good. Very good. I said on Twitter about a week or two ago, would anyone be surprised if Fernandinho suddenly looked like one of the best centre-backs in the league, given this situation? And it's not a surprise at all that he stepped up because Fernandinho is a fantastic player. He's intelligent, he's reliable, he's trustworthy, he reads the game well, and even though he wasn't like essentially perfect, and that was off to Mendy, but that's understandable given the circumstances, he was so good. Honestly, you would never know that we weren't playing with a recognised centre-back pairing there. Fernandinho is absolutely excellent. We're so lucky to have a player of his experience, his quality, and his desire. There was a couple of moments when Tyson and Mahrez got him behind them. That's going to happen when you've got two players who haven't played alongside each other like that. And it's just the back four was a little bit raw in that aspect in terms of experience alongside each other. But that will surely be eased out over time. And some of the passes were decent from Shakhtar. They are a good team. They will create chances, especially with a defender still finding his feet as a four in general. But this was a much better performance defensively. Zinchenko was much better today as well. He even got a spell as well in midfield, which I thought was quite interesting when Mendy came on, and we'll get to him later. It was nice to see Zinchenko go into midfield like he does for Ukraine and look pretty comfortable as well when he went there. It wasn't a classic performance from Zinchenko, and he's still trying to find his feet, if we're being honest. I don't think he's played that well so far this season, but it was good to see him make 90 minutes and actually be pretty decent today. Not really that bad. Also, Mendy, I thought it was all right. alongside Fernandinho. Wasn't great once again, but I still trust Otamendi. He's a good player. You know, I've got a general bugbear how easily so many of our fans are, and so many people are willing to throw these players that have won so many trophies under the bus. I know they're not perfect, some of these, and a lot of these will be better because of a system. But the likes of Otamendi, Walker, and Gundogan, not like I've given their all for Manchester City. They genuinely have been very valuable squad players, and the ease and the quickness that some people are so willing to write them off just genuinely upsets me at times, because even though they're not perfect, they're very good footballers. You know, very good footballers, and if Guardiola trusts them, then I trust them as well. They're not going to be the very best, and they're not always going to be the perfect, but they are still good footballers. We forget that Otamendi would genuinely walk into pretty much most teams in the Premier League. In fact, I'm pretty certain he would walk into pretty much every team in the Premier League, maybe Liverpool side, but even they would probably give him a game here and there. But he would start for Arsenal, he would probably start for Chelsea, he would start for Manchester United. I know that's a very low level for some of these teams, but it's worth remembering he's a good footballer. Walker had a much better game than he did at the weekend. Walker's another one who's been had a lot of criticism at the weekend for his performance, which is fair, but the overall criticism has been a lot of revisionism, kind of forgetting that he actually had a good start to the season. He had a decent game team. We finally saw Cancelo come on. Only 10 minutes we got of him, but it was nice to see him involved. I suspect he'll be involved probably on the bench once again at the weekend against Watford, but I think he'll start versus Preston. We saw a couple of glimpses of his technical ability, you know, a couple of little dribbles. He still looks a little bit rusty, which is understandable, but it was good to see him get some minutes on the pitch. I want to go to Rodri. Rodri, what a Rolls Royce of a player this man is. He was absolutely instrumental in the second goal in particular for Gundogan, where he stepped past his marker in midfield. He did that a few times tonight, where he actually beat his man. Also, he completed all 82 passes he made tonight. What a player. Rodri is absolutely phenomenal. He's composed. He's almost press resistant, given his strength and size. He's going to be world class. He's going to be, if he's not already, he's going to be the best defensive midfielder in world football. I've got no qualms about that. A leader, an absolute leader, a killer, a warrior, reliable. He reminds me on the ball, in terms of the way he shields it, of Yaya. I'm not saying he can dribble that well. He can't score that well, of course, but the way that Yaya, you couldn't get the ball off him because of his size and physique and his technical control, he reminds me of that. And he's absolutely fantastic. I thought he was brilliant tonight. Gundogan was a different Gundogan to the one the weekend. He was our best attacking midfielder tonight, because I thought even though he missed a few chances, it was his energy and his interceptions and his willingness to get forward that really impressed me. It didn't all come off for him, but his general design, his attitude, I thought was fantastic. He caused Shakhtar so many problems, and he was a totally different person to the one that was static and unresponsive against Norwich. De Bruyne alongside him, it was weird. He wasn't really kind of there. He still got his 6 assists of the season for City and his 9th, including Belgium games. But he was strange. It's like his radar was like 1 metre off tonight. He couldn't quite finish. He couldn't always quite make the pass until he finally, as customary, got his assist for Gabriel Jesus. It was a decent... It wasn't like a shocker, but it wasn't the Kevin De Bruyne that we know in general. And Mahrez, once again, looks really silky. He did quite a bit in the second half, but I thought he was pretty good in the first half. He got his goal, right place at the right time to fire home from a deflection from the keeper. And I love the assist for the second. That touch to take it into his stride like that, and the way he kind of fed it through to Gundogan, absolutely perfect. And at the moment, he's rightfully ahead of Bernardo, in my humble opinion. Bernardo hasn't quite found his intensity that makes him so special yet. And as it is, I'm happy to see Mahrez there. On the left, Sterling, kind of a mixed bag of a game. He ran a lot. He didn't really quite get involved, but he was still useful. You know, he could have scored maybe. It wasn't one of those perfect games. Gabriel Jesus, though, through the middle, I was really genuinely impressed with Gabriel Jesus. I thought he was excellent. I love the way he leads the line, almost like a false nine kind of thing. And his link-up play and his desire and his work rate was so good. He wasn't perfect in front of goal, and maybe he should have shot a couple of times a little bit earlier, but I really like Gabriel Jesus. He's so lucky to be behind Aguero, because most teams would love to have Gabriel Jesus in the team. He started off the season against West Ham absolutely on fire, but he's not had a start since then, and tonight I thought he did himself a whole world of good there. Obviously Aguero's in fantastic form at the moment, but Gabriel Jesus, I would not be adverse to see him out on the left a little bit to get a game time, because I think in general his link-up play, his passing, one particular through ball to De Bruyne was absolutely sumptuous on the counter-attack, and his link-up play in general, excellent, and I'm really a big fan of him. And also, I want to get back to the man finally, Mendy. We got to see Mendy back, and do you know what? Encouraging. Touch wood. Touch all forms of pine and wood around me at the moment. Mendy looks lean. He looks really genuinely lean. I remember when he came back last time, he looked like a big, great hulking kind of slow beast compared to the one we saw. And this time we saw two examples of him overlapping. One in particular where he burst past, I think it was Sterling to get the pass, and he played a good pass as well back to Sterling or someone in the middle. Either way, he showed that he still has that overlapping potential. And he looks lean. He looks slender. He looks powerful. He looks like he's got a bit of his pace still. Maybe touch wood, cross fingers, all that kind of stuff. Maybe Mendy could be back. That would be a massive boost for City because Mendy is an absolute beast going forward. And as much as I like Zinchenko, he is nothing, not even close to the player that Mendy is in terms of an attacking fullback. Just genuinely not even close. And I like Zinchenko, but Mendy is a class above if he gets playing regularly. That was lovely to see him on there. Also, Cancelo, oh yeah, I mentioned him already. He got on, of course. We did get Thierry Garcia, which is a bit of a shame. I thought the Bernardo substitution was a little bit unnecessary maybe, but it was nice to see in general him on the bench, and that's not really a surprise because we're going to see him soon at some point given the injuries, but in general this was a good competent team performance. There was a lot of questions, a lot of them totally unfair as I said earlier, but there was a few people questioning City's commitment at the moment, their work rate and all that kind of stuff, but this was a team performance full of control. It was a team performance that was professional. It could have been more, we could have finished a little bit better, but all that mattered to me was the application, the desire, the work rate, the pressing. It was all there, and we got to see some positive stories in terms of Mendy coming back, Cancelo getting a bit of a game, Fernandinho being Fernandinho, and I can't believe he is that good. And Fernandinho, a genuine legend, and I hope people, when he eventually leaves, remember in the same way that we remember the likes of I guess David Silva and all that. I don't know he's been there longer, but he's just below that echelon of players. He's absolutely great. I love Fernandinho immensely. Tonight though was a fantastic performance. Guys, let me know what you make of that. I'm very happy with it. It was, I wouldn't say it was fantastic, but it was just very good. You know, a solid 7.5, 8 out of 10 performance. We put a very good team in Shakhtar to bed. I know a lot of people will say Shakhtar aren't the highest of quality, but I had a big debate on this with someone on Twitter, and he said, this guy on Twitter said that they wouldn't survive in the Premier League. I think they would do, because I think they've got a style that even though they concede a lot of goals, I think they'd also create a lot of goals in the Premier League because they've got a very recognised style, and they play some lovely football. But either way, tonight was professional. I'm happy. I'm very happy. Guys, let me know what you thought of the game in the comments. Go and subscribe if you're new to this channel. All the structured videos are coming back very soon. As soon as I get over this chat, like I promise you. For now, though, download OneFootball, subscribe, like, comment, and I'll see you soon.